There's an old saying that I heard once about metal, and that is your best band has never left their garage, or the best band you'll ever know has never left the garage. Um, it's probably a bit of a strange saying, really. If you haven't left the garage, then and I don't know you, then you're hardly my best band. But the other side of the coin is chance. It's just a couple of words in a magazine brought me to the band set before us, a Swedish metalcore band. One magazine had them down as indie. When I read about them a bit more, Indie My Balls. This is a pure metal band. Now, as you cast your eyes across the image of the boys, the singer singer Eric, sorry, with his fine moustache and his cozy jumper, and the rest of the band in cords, trousers, and nice woolly jumpers that look like something out of Top Man or something like that. There, you'd be forgiven for thinking that these boys are a bit of a boy band, but couldn't be more wrong. This is vicious ass ripping metal. These guys do not look like your standard metal band. That's fine. It's a twist. But by Christ, to be fair to them, they don't even sound like half the bands out there. They are vicious. They have definitely a Swedish melody in a lot of their work. They have a very mournful, almost black metal at its most melodic sort of chimes. And again, the guitar tone just takes you away into these sort of like real repetitive tones of like that kind of thing I'm trying to sort of go for, and it just soars, and the album pumps, and it rips, and it strains. Vitae is the band's debut album. To my understanding, they have had two EPs. I haven't been able to hear them just yet, but their debut album is a crushing, bruising affair. Some of the most catchy stuff I've heard since. So an album, not so much like it, but just almost like good song after good song after good song is Crisis by Alexis on Fire. Although they do have one or two weak tracks on that album, but it near enough is a perfect album. These guys could actually boast that they have no weak tracks in this album. Everything works. Some things work better than others. Some tracks are better than others. There is, I would say, maybe three lighter tracks, slower, more melodic, but every one of those kind of kicks off into a ball of fury as well. And I think about bands like Parkway Drive, Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall. All capable of writing really good metalcore albums. Not too many of those bands, probably none of them really, have had a debut that was as hard hitting as this here, as ferocious as this, and it works on a sort of level of like, Christ, I gotta press play again. It's about 42 minutes long, and I'm absolutely, I'm out running with it, and I'm pressing play again. I'm listening to it in the bus coming up. I'm listening to it 3 or 4 times a day at this present time, and the album's less than a week old. It just hits you. That's the thing I would say. It just hits you. It floors you. It stays with you. The songs just open themselves up upon repeated listens. The screams are fierce, guttural, heavy, passionate. The clean vocals from your man Nicholas are really, really good. He sometimes jumps on with a bit of a roar and a yelp as well, which is like a really clever, sort of clean way of doing things, or a different way, I should possibly say. Where the screams are fierce and brutal and boundless. Then you get the cleans, but then the cleans can sometimes go for a bit of a roar as well, which I think is just absolutely stunningly stirring and great. Set before us definitely have a bright future. It all depends how the media picks them up. So that's why I thought I'd make a wee video, and who knows, help them along the way. The image wise, as I say, you'd be forgiven for moving on to another thing. But this is a serious metal band, in my opinion. They really deserve to be recognised, and the album absolutely deserves to be listened to, and it will absolutely floor you. It should hit you from the first time going. If it doesn't, then I'd be very shocked that by the second spin that you're not like humming along or singing along. The lyrics are really well. The band are obviously Swedish, as I say. English isn't their first language, but the grasp they have in the language, I know the Swedes are very, very good at it anyway. The sort of the messages, the positivity, the longing's there, but the solution's very much there as well. There's a lot of desire and heart, and the band will occasionally go into vocal or group singing along, like oohs and ahs and that kind of thing there. as much as it's Swedish and it's very very melodic in its catchiness, it is very much metalcore at the forefront here. I think I read in the magazine alternative metalcore. I don't really think that's a genre at all. I think that's just something they've made up there. It is metalcore. I hope the lads are proud of that their term. They seem very very humble from the interviews that I've read about them. They have an idea of what they want. They're not bumming and blowing and saying we are this and we are that. They just kind of hope to bring you in, and they've absolutely 100% brought me in. So well done, lads. It is an excellent debut, and set before us, I feel could be the next big thing in metal. It takes me back to that excitement of hearing Ascendancy by Trivium all those years ago. Just a nearly flawless album that kicks and slays and breaks and bashes and rips and pulls and just everything that you want in metal is there. Class album. Well done, boys.